Hello and welcome back to the Blade of Akar channel. You are watching No Man's Sky and it has finally been updated. However, when you get in, you're then presented with this game mode option here. I don't know if this happens every single time, but I'm going to select normal because I have an extensive save that I don't really want to bin, and I'm not sure whether you can run 3 in parallel or not. Basically, No Man's Sky has been updated, and we've got this foundation update which addresses kind of inventory stuff, but also gives you base building and the ability to buy freighters. I'm just struggling with the concept of base building and freighters in a game where the point is to keep moving, keep traveling, and get to the center of the galaxy. Now, I mean, what I would prefer to have seen is basically an update that embellished upon the story side of things and gave you more purpose in this journey, because at the moment what you do is you get to the center of the galaxy and that's pretty much it. You just hop off onto another galaxy and job done, as far as people can make out right now. So we're gonna jump in when this finally loads and take a look at, you know, some of the UI changes and things like that. There's apparently quick access to change tools and things like that. I'm not sure how that's going to work right now, but yeah, it's been a long time coming, an awfully long time coming, and then all of a sudden we get a flurry of information and then it's released, and I think we could have done with a bit more communication, but as they said before on Twitter and whatnot, that they were holding back on saying anything until they were 100% sure. Unfortunately, the internet hate that arose around the release of No Man's Sky, because of the vast number of people that failed to read between the lines or see through the marketing spiel, basically felt that they were sold something that you know, didn't live up to what they were promised, when in actual fact what they were promised was not far off from what was delivered. They just had greater expectation in their heads about what it was going to be like. Something I've just noticed straight away is I was on a planet earlier and now I'm in a space station, so I don't know what the deal is with that. We're going to have to find out. Let's just have a quick read through this. The Foundation Update 1.1. The Foundation Update brings base building and more to No Man's Sky. It is a foundation for future things to come. Build bases, grow crops, hire NPCs, build resource harvesters. Creative mode for dreamers who want to explore and build without limits. Buy freighters, buy and stockpile goods to trade, summoned from anywhere. Improved space combat, larger space battles, new ship tech and mechanics. Survival mode, an intense challenge for players who want a survival experience. Freighter bases. Expand your freighter with its own crew, hydroponics lab and cargo holds. Improved visuals, temporal AA, anti-aliasing, motion blur and texture streaming. UI improvements, stackable products, quick access menu. Gameplay improvements, richer resource trees, better waypoint system. Hello Games has been hard at work to improve No Man's Sky. Note, we've had to regenerate the universe. Your in-game location may be adjusted as a result. Your overall progress will be unaffected. That's worrying. So the universe has been regenerated. Right, let's take a look at stuff. Okay, so off the bat, that nothing's changed in the exosuit or on the starship. Excuse me, on the starship. Multi-tool, nothing different on that I can make out. Now if I hit escape, it's got all my discoveries there, but as we know from other like videos and demonstrations that, you know, if you just change the seed value, you change how a planet kind of appears. So it's highly likely that places like, for instance, where is it? That's the Akai system, and then we went here. Ronbrook City, and then I found that planet called Rainbow, which I called Rainbow Paradise, which was a very lush looking planet, had this kind of red grass, which had this kind of rainbow colour effect as you walked through it. Will that look the same? Nobody knows. Am I going to go back there to find out? I highly doubt it. I'm pretty sure someone else on Tinterweb who has far more time than I do will perhaps go and check. So let's have a look at the journeys tab. So nothing much has changed there. So the next thing to look at is the controls. This looks pretty much exactly as it did a few hours earlier. Right. Okay. So first things first, I guess we'll just go in and check. That's a funky looking spacecraft. I remember seeing one of those before. That looks new. But then I could have just not seen things like that. Let's have a look down here. So, oh. What the hell? There's a meeting. Right, okay, so apparently we can recruit individuals. Director Dell. No one will serve your farming needs better than I assure you. Do you have a planetary base? Provide a terminal for me there, and my services are yours. I'm confronted by a being who's eager to make a good impression on me. They are a farmer and looking for employment. I consider the offer carefully. A farm is a reliable source of tradable goods. Once established, it could increase my spending power considerably. I'm sorry, I'm not hiring. I could do with a farmer, but I need an agricultural terminal in order to do that, which means I need a base. I'm not going to talk to all of these guys because that's not the purpose of this this visit. It's just to have a quick look at various bits and bobs. I don't think... Yeah, that's pretty much as it was. There's nothing new in there. Let's head down to a planet. Now, the planet I was on was a coal planet, but I need to find it. Now, I think we'd already discovered one in this system. That's the wrong menu. Right, this goes... yeah, Misahagibu Revda. We've already discovered and uploaded on that, so it's Ikalskolye that we need to head to. So let's head out here. So that motion blur is looking quite nice, has to be said. Oh, there you go, Ikalskolye, right in front of us. Now, this... Whoa! I wonder actually, I had some mods and I wonder if they're still in and working and, well, interfering with things or making things seem better than they should be. Anyway, let's set down here. This is clearly not an ice planet now. This has been overhauled. Oh, and we've got bouncy creatures. So, bouncy creatures are still here, however they do appear different to what I saw before. But this is definitely not a cold planet. It's at 4.9 degrees, not any snow anywhere. But this one's now in a radiated world. So now it's using my rad protection. What's this here? Is this it? Is this what I'm looking for? This looks like looks like something I'm looking for.
Radiation protection.
Interact habitable base. Zavoriak colony. Zavorchiak. Claim home planet. So if I do this, this becomes my home planet. Construction terminal installation required for further base operation. Terminals and other necessary building modules can be constructed with Z. Z. Okay, terminals must be staffed before they are operational. Specialist staff can be recruited in the space stations. We know this already, but I don't want this to be my home planet. That's not what I want. Anyway, so I found... I can't... Previous base item cache. Oh, okay, so if I make a base here and then go and make a base somewhere else and claim that as my home planet, then I can, I guess, pull across items. That's interesting. I wonder how that mechanic will actually work, because obviously you won't have built the base up, per se. But here you go, and you can see why they call this the Foundations update. Because if you look at this, you can see that in order to have this base here, they've carved out this flat area away from whatever was here, and you can see what that's done to the geology here. Kind of interesting looking. Anyway, I'm going to get out of the radiation. I'm not going to build a base here, I'm going to build a base somewhere else. But again, largely speaking, I'm not really getting the whole purpose of base building without a multiplayer functionality in the game. You know, if you can't meet up with people, if you can't see other people, what is kind of the purpose behind building the base in a game where you're supposed to be moving on and on and on? Now, we've just seen there's a terminal in there that says, transfer item cache, but I can see that becoming a bit tedious over time. So my judgment is, jury's not out, but I will play with the mechanic a little bit, probably cover it in a few videos, and then make a full-on decision at the end of that. But right now, I'm still not seeing its purpose. Was it worth all that effort when there were other things to the game that really needed addressing first, like the story, or lack thereof, and the multiplayer side of things? You know, people really did expect to be able to somehow go across this epic journey, find their friends within this universe, stand face to face to them on a planet that they have taken ages to get to. And that mechanic wasn't there. Is it there now? We don't know. They haven't said so in the patch notes. You would kind of think that if they were going to make such a dramatic gameplay change, they would mention it in the patch notes. So one could only assume that they haven't done anything along those lines yet. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to hit like, share and subscribe, and I shall see you all in the next episode of No Man's Sky. Thanks for watching, and bye bye for now.